I got to get right to it. There's buzz from Chris Sims, who is, as we know, friends with Kyle Shanahan, coach of the Niners behind the scenes, and there's been buzz about Mac Jones potentially being the guy at 3. Your thoughts, your read, I don't even know how to phrase that question because it's Mac
Yeah.
Jones at the 3rd overall pick. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Right. I mean, when they traded up, it was just you were thinking, okay, they're probably going to take a quarterback. But when you start to hear they traded up for Mac Jones, someone that they could probably get at the 12th pick that they had before, very questionable decision because Mac Jones is good, but he's not one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the draft. I mean, you got Trevor Lawrence, you got Justin Fields, you got out of BYU Zach Wilson. I mean, Mac Jones, he's good, but he's not them. In the trade up for the 3rd pick, I think it's a little silly if they end up taking Mac Jones. I really do. I think if they believe that he's their guy and he's their quarterback, and if they don't want to keep Jimmy G, that's cool. That's all good. But the idea that they had to trade up in order to get Mac Jones, I don't think that that's what they had to do. I think it was, yeah, I'm not a fan of this move. If Mac Jones is the end game for that
I
pick.
agree with you there, Bridge. And I have to say that I'm going to, despite my many years of thinking, oh, but there's no way my team would ever do this, and then watching it happen, I'm going to buck that trend and treat the 49ers like a well-run football organization because that is indeed what they are. I would have to think they understand value, they understand the trade market and things of the sort. I think they know as well as you and I that you don't need to trade up to number 3 for Mac Jones. Now, whether this placement, this anecdote being dropped by Sims was a smokescreen as a favor or just simply a hunch, game of telephone, maybe carried out, the wrong way. Trey Lance still sticks out to me at number 3 as who the Niners might have moved up for, just because I've said from day one in regards to Lance that even though I have him ranked as the 4th best quarterback behind Fields, then Wilson, and then Lawrence, uh, Lance legitimately has a shot of having the 2nd or 1st best career out of the bunch, just depending on the coaching staff that he lands with and the situation. I think when you have a prospect like him, and if you have the time to mold that ball of clay into something special and take the time to do it, the payoff could be huge. San Francisco strikes me as the type of team who, when looking for a little something more out of their quarterback, Shanahan has quotes about how Jimmy G is great, but there are just times where you need a guy who can just go make something happen. And Mac Jones does not jump off the screen to me as that guy. And from the look on your face and from the analysis you just gave, I don't think he does for you either.
Yeah. No, you make a lot of good points. I think Trey Lance out of North Dakota State. I think I didn't mention him before, but yeah, he has a tremendous upside. He can do his potential. It's up there. And the 49ers, yeah, they probably know what they're doing. There's a lot to look at here in terms of the draft, the different quarterbacks. But I think ultimately you can never predict it. It's such a you never know what's going to happen in the NFL. You really don't, especially the draft. I mean, for all we know, there are going to be more trades before that day, and
Yeah,
certain teams will
very
move
well could
up,
be.
certain teams will move down. I mean, gosh, yeah,
The context to which a quarterback is drafted is so incredibly important, not only in projecting their career, but just as you evaluate them along the way, seeing what they've been given to work with and what they can actually do themselves.